Hey there, and happy Friday. Here I am. I made it back 2 weeks in a row. Yay. So, first off, before I actually start getting into anything, I'm testing out some new equipment here. And I'm just waiting for Pam to jump in there and just make sure that my microphone is working. Because honestly, I have no clue if you guys can hear me or not. So, for those of you watching the replay, I apologize for this kind of slow start, so just give me 1 second. Technology, right? You'd think that I was totally on top of this, but Facebook doesn't really give you a way to test in advance whether or not your equipment is actually working. So, like I said, I have literally no way of knowing if you guys can hear me right now or not. So, I think Pam might be on there, and she's just Skyping me on my computer at the minute. Excuse me. Okay, so she says we're good to go. I guess that means you guys can hear me. Yay! All right, so let's get started here. As you may have noticed in the title of this particular Facebook Live, I called it Being Intentional. There's Pam commenting, yep, I can hear you. Yay! Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, so being intentional. Now, the reason that I chose this as the topic for today's Facebook Live is primarily because that's what I've been focused on all week. Through my other project of Panoptic Foundations, that's been the theme of the week. And as many of you know, I'm running a workshop right now in regards to being intentional about leveraging our personal account on Facebook. And I noticed some of you have signed up for that, so yay, you'll have to let me know how that goes. But whether you do the workshop or not, there's some topics that I cover in that I thought, you know, I really want to at least raise some awareness with you guys regarding this being intentional concept and the different tactics that I actually cover in that workshop in detail. Primarily, what we're looking at here is our personal Facebook account. Now, most of us in here are familiar with the difference between our personal account and our author page and that sort of thing. And there are some that absolutely keep them totally separate, like for their own reasons. There is no sign whatsoever on their personal account that they write anything. And that's fine. That's a personal choice, and that is, you know, everybody has different things going on. There's different reasons why they may want to not have any connection to their books and that's their writing and whatnot on their personal account. Totally fine. That's a totally separate scenario. What I'm referring to is more the people who they're okay with, you know, or there's no problem with the public and their friends and their family and everybody knowing that they do write and what they write and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, you know, we try to keep things separate, right? Like, we don't want everybody just sort of crowding our personal account and opening up our lives to everybody out there that we're trying to reach as our audience. And we also don't want to impose on our family and friends either and necessarily put too much stuff out there about what we're doing and that sort of thing. So I cover off in this workshop that I've been doing here, I cover off some tips, some tactics for how you can actually still leverage your personal account without worrying about your privacy and also without worrying about overwhelming your family and friends. So one of the first things that I touch on is the intro. And I can tell from just, you know, going to a lot of the authors' personal accounts, you just click on your guys' names and that, I can tell right off that there is a ton of people that don't utilize this. And the intro is just a tiny little space. It's actually only 101 characters on our personal account where we can put a little message in. Highly recommend that you utilize that space to let people know who you are, what do you do, what do you write. You know, it's very short and to the point. This isn't a big sales pitch, but at least that way, you know, when you're interacting with readers in other groups and that sort of stuff, when they do click on your name, they're going to see right away, oh, okay, you're a thriller author or romance or fantasy or young adult, whatever, right? Whatever the case may be, put something in there that gives them some idea as to what you do. The second thing that I covered is the links. Now, this one is a bit of a trickier one, but it's actually really simple. So a lot of people have got in just underneath that intro bit, they'll put in like places where they've worked, and they'll put in legit jobs and stuff, and that's fine. But I notice a lot of authors put in there, you know, works at author or works at writer or something like that. And basically what they've done is they've kind of created this as a tag, which actually causes Facebook to auto-generate a random page. It doesn't connect to you in any way, shape, or form, so they can't get to your specific author page when you do something like that. So when you're adding a workplace under your About section, you want to make sure that you do link to your author page there, so that when somebody comes to your personal profile, they see your actual author page linked, they can click on it, and they'll go to the right place. Now, some of you may have noticed that when you are adding a workplace and you start typing your page name into the company field, you'll notice that it doesn't pull up. Actually, when I tested it with little Miss Lovely Riley, she's in my workshop, by the way, like on my screen as I'm teaching. Anyways, I noticed hers is one of the ones where you type that page name into the company field. It doesn't pull up her page for you to click on it. So what you can do if that happens to your page is you actually open your page in a separate tab and copy the URL, copy the actual address of your page, and then paste it into that company field. Then your page will pop up and you can click on it. So then it's properly linked and people can get to your proper page. Okay, so that was 2. I covered 4 points in this workshop. So the third point that I covered is the featured photos. Again, not a lot of people seem to utilize this. They just leave whatever their photos show up kind of thing. But it can be a really nice way of doing a visual representation of who you are. You can put your book cover, you can put, you can go into Canva and create some nice quote images or something that have clips from your book. If you've gotten some professional images done, like I know Elaine got some beautiful ones done there. So, you can grab some of those, but you can choose up to 5. And so long as you've uploaded them to Facebook and they're in your photo section of Facebook, then you can absolutely just select those ones in the order you want them to appear. And it offers a nice little visual representation. So again, when, you're interacting with potential readers and audience out there, they click on your name. It's what most of them are going to do. It doesn't matter what you put in your post or what you say in your comments or how many links you provide them. 90% of them are going to click on your name, right? So it's just really handy if you can set up those feature images, and then they come there and boom, they see your intro, they see the links to your Facebook page, they see some nice little photographs that represent you and your books, and away you go. They very quickly have a clear idea. And the thing is these things don't impact your family and friends. Honestly, most of them aren't even going to care. A lot of them probably aren't going directly to your profile. They're just seeing your posts as they come up in their newsfeed and interacting with you there. It's really only more so the people that are looking into us. They're curious about us. They want to know something more about us for whatever reason. Excuse me. So, it's those people that are the ones that are going to actually click on our name and go and look at our timeline. The creepers, for lack of a better term. All right, so those are 3 really simple ways that you can just do a great job with your personal profile and leverage it for your book and your author persona without it being intrusive to anyone. Now, the 4th point that I covered is how to more deeply utilize our personal account through posts. And again, this is something, you got one extreme to the other. You got some authors that are posting the heck out of their personal account with book promos and whatnot, and then you got the other ones where they never mention it. They don't want to bring up what they do, or they don't want to look like they're trying to sell to family and friends and all that sort of thing. So one of the things that seems to be a big secret on Facebook, I don't know a lot of people that utilize it, but there's a thing called friend lists. And you get to it from your home page of Facebook over on the left-hand side. And they're rolling out changes right now, so your sidebar might look a little different. But down under Explore, there should be a link called Friend Lists. Click on that, you'll go to a page, and it gives a little button at the top where you can create list. With these lists, you can specify specific people to specific lists. And there's two awesome things about this. So one, you can always go to that section and click on a list, and you will only see the posts from the people or the pages that you've added to that list. So that makes it really great for, you know, if there's specific people that you really want to stay connected with and on top of, and you don't want to rely on Facebook either showing you or not showing you stuff. But the really cool thing with it is that when you're posting, so you're putting up a new status thing of some sort, you can use those lists in your privacy options. So where, you know, next to the post button, there's a little button there that probably says public. It might say friends, depends on what you posted last. You click on that, and then there's a more options, and you click on that, and you're going to get the lists that you've created. So with these lists, you can actually click on one of them and post it to that list. So only the people on that list will see that particular post. So that's cool in itself, but it gets even cooler. There's also, yeah, and I'm trying to think what it's called now. Custom. There's a custom options link in that list. And when you click on that, you're actually given even more options for adding, so you could do more than one list at a time that you want to share it to. But they also have an exclusion option. So if you wanted to post it to everybody, but then, you know, there's maybe a small group of family, maybe grandma, that you don't want to see a certain post that you're putting up, put my water down, that you don't want to see certain things, then you can include that list or individual people in the exclusion list. And then they won't see it. Okay, so it's a really cool little hidden gem of Facebook that, like I said, I don't know a ton of people that are using it. So you might want to check that out, and that could really kind of change the way you use Facebook and interact with it. So that's pretty much what I've been doing this week. And it really, the whole week has just been focused on being intentional. And these 4 little tactics that, you know, I'm teaching in this workshop really are about being intentional and us being thoughtful about the different types of things that we're doing to make it easier for people. And thank you, Elaine. That's what I'm hoping for. So I think I agree, Elaine. I think they're great, right? They're so simple. They're simple little things. They'll only take a few minutes of your time, and they really can make a world of difference on how you're utilizing Facebook and leveraging it. You know, the number of times I've gone to an author's personal profile because I clicked their name because I was curious, what do they write? You know, what is this person doing? And especially for group admins, we do that all the time. You know, when people are trying to join specific groups, especially when they're, you know, a closed group that's very specific in who they will and won't let in kind of thing, then those admins absolutely are going to look at your profile, you know. And Simon, for example, I can remember when I first joined his list, we were chatting, not list, his group, and we were chatting and whatnot, and he vets out the people that want to join the group, which is awesome because it keeps the group really clean and pure, right? And one of the first things he does is he goes to the person's profile and he looks to see what he can find out about them. And if there's nothing there saying that, yeah, I'm a writer and this is what I write, or this is what I'm working on, or here's my link to my page, then those group admins are going to be like, okay, whatever, you know, bye. Fortunately, Simon, being the awesome guy that he is, he takes it a step further and he actually contacts people. So, you know, if somebody asks to join his group and it's not obvious on their personal profile, then he will take that step to message them. Not a lot of admins will do that. So that's another reason to have it on there. And yes, Elaine, you're right. Little things can make a big difference. And that's what this is about. You know, and aside from the writing stuff and the publishing and all of that I'm involved with, as many of you have come to know, I'm a techie, I'm a geek, right? So the technology side of things is something that I really get into. I spend a lot of time with it. And honestly, I get so frustrated on behalf of other people who have been led to believe that technology is so complicated, that it's just beyond them kind of thing. And I understand why a lot of people feel that way, but I'm also sad by it because it's not. I mean, honestly, you guys are all brilliant people. You know, you are experts in different areas and you're fantastic at what you do. Technology is not beyond you. It really isn't, you know, but unfortunately the industry itself has just done its darndest to make it look like this whole magical realm that's all mystery and smoke and mirrors, and it drives me nuts. It really does. You know, so that's my mission. That's why I started Panoptic Foundations too, and that's why I decided to do some of these Facebook Lives and whatnot for you guys, to touch on different things like this, because I want you to experience technology in a way that's fun. Maybe you'll geek out like me. Okay, that might be hoping for too much, but nonetheless, right? I want you guys to know how simple it really can be. So there you go. That's why I do what I do. You know, that's really all I've got for today. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Well, that's a big part of what I do. I've actually been doing that type of thing for years now. You know, even through my local business and whatnot, constantly would have local businesses email me or phone me up and ask me those questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? You know, several years ago, the most common was how do I attach something to an email, or how do I install a font? You know, so yeah, those are things that I've just done, and I found I really enjoy it. So that's why I decided to look into it deeper and find other ways that I can share this stuff out and break it down and help you guys. That's what I like to do. Anyways, it is a Friday afternoon for me, evening for Elaine, maybe later for some others. And I'm going to bug out and let you get on with your Friday and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hope you guys have better weather. Ours is warming up. It's been bitterly cold all week, but it has finally started to warm up a little bit, so I'm looking forward to that. And on that note, I'm going to take off. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.